Hey there, listeners. Welcome to Hines on Air, your weekly dose of inspiration, motivation, and real-life entrepreneurial stories. I'm Matt Hines, your host, and I'm excited to have you join me on this journey. From building a successful law firm to venturing into other industries like real estate and social media, I've experienced both the triumphs and the challenges that come with entrepreneurship. I've learned firsthand the importance of resilience, adaptability, and a relentless pursuit of excellence. On Hines on Air, we're diving deep into the world of business, law, and personal growth. Join me as I chat with incredible guests who have faced adversity, defied expectations, and achieved extraordinary success. We'll discuss their strategies, their mindset, and the lessons they've learned along the way. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, a seasoned business owner, or simply someone looking for a little inspiration, Hines on Air is for you. Remember to subscribe, like, and leave a review whenever you listen to podcasts. Your support helps us reach more people and continue sharing these incredible stories. Let's get started. This program is being sponsored by Law Offices of Matthew C. Hines. The Law Offices of Matthew C. Hines helped all individuals who have been involved in a car accident, who have been injured at work, or have been arrested or given tickets. We make sure your rights are protected and that you receive all the benefits allowed under the law. Visit us at www.hineslaw.org, hineslaw.org. Hey everybody, it is Matt Hines. We're back at you with another Hines on Air, and the subjects we've covered in the past kind of extend different categories. All right, we've talked about investments, we've talked about sales, we've talked about health and fitness, we've talked about a lot of entrepreneurship, we've talked about it all. And today's guest, Mr. Mark Sterling, actually has experience with it all. He's an expert in many. He's got a new enterprise that he is currently growing. So lots of good stories, lots of good knowledge. Mark, welcome to the show, my friend.
Man, glad to be here. You missed this podcast for the world. Oh, man.
I appreciate it, man. So first off, let's see. So you've got some things you brought on display here, right? You want to just introduce us to some of the products that you have here?
Absolutely. So the name of our company is called NuSpira.
Okay.
When we were starting this company, we thought the biggest thing would be making the product. It was actually getting a name that we could go out there and patent, right?
Yeah.
So we went down the path of creating the name, and it was new like NEW, like brand new. And Spira comes from the Latin word inspirare. It means inspiration or breath of wind. So we wanted to bring a new breath of wind to health and wellness. So we came up with 4 products. We have the formula for all of these. We have a black and a latte mushroom coffee. I always thought mushrooms and coffee was a weird thing, but it's an emerging market, pretty big. And then we also came up with a detox drink. You know that most people, they want a detox, but they don't like the taste, or they're afraid of how aggressive it's going to be. Can I go to work? And so we solve for a lot of those problems as well. And then our last one is our liquid vitamin. It's pronounced VI, but it's an acronym for vitamins in a bottle. Mm-hmm. My wife was taking, good Lord, 8 pills a day,
wow.
$350, $400 a month. And we got that down, and we get 17 vitamins and minerals, 1 ounce shot, 100% of everything. And you can have this, and it's in a berry flavor. I always say it tastes like communion juice.
Tastes like a what juice?
Communion juice.
Oh, okay. All right. That's good. That's a good flavor.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Yeah, because I've had stuff similar, but it was not tasting well. But
right.
Y'all's was impressive. Okay. Well, good, man. Well, congratulations. All right. So before we started the program, you were giving me a brief history about how it all began. Can you go over that again for the audience?
Absolutely. So my wife and I said we wanted to figure out something to do together.
Yeah.
And before we came to that conclusion, she was working for a national healthcare provider. And while she was working there, so some series of events happened, and we had to make some decisions. What path do we want to take next? So during that course, we sat down and said, you know what, we're going to bet on something. We're going to bet on ourselves. So she left that organization after close to 15 years. And I was in a position where I'd recently sold a company. And so she really wanted me out the house, right? And she says, what are we going to do next? And we said, you know what, we've been talking about this for close to a decade. Let's do something together. So we sat down and went down the path of looking at franchise models. The franchise we were looking at, we were way down the path on this one. They want us to start 3. We were okay with 1, but 3 was just too much for us.
Right.
We're like, if we're going to do something, we never had a franchise before, let's make sure we do it and we do it well. So we got out there and we looked. I kept seeing this coffee company. It's the mushroom coffee company online, retail. They were only in the U.S. And they had, how do I say this? People loved the benefits, but they didn't like the taste. Let's just say they tasted earthy or like dirt, for example, right? Yeah. Again, amazing product.
Right.
And so I said, wow, this is pretty amazing. Then I found out they had 85,000 people that were on a monthly subscription, and the company's only 3 years old.
Shoot.
And I said, wow. I said, okay, well, that piqued my interest. My entrepreneurial antenna went up.
Yeah.
And I said, well, taste. I said, I can solve for that. research. And then as we kept going down the path, they started saying, well, this product, people didn't like to scoop it. They couldn't take it with them, travel. So we put ours in individual stick packs. So sachets, you literally tear it open, pour it 8 ounce hot water. You can travel with it or you can take it to work. Very, very portable, very easy to consume. And then the last one outside of taste and the portability came down to, can they manage their monthly subscription? It was very difficult, their platforms. And we said, we got the technology part down. So we said, let's do a mushroom coffee company. So we went out and sourced the best mushrooms that are grown in the marketplace. And ours are grown on purple corn. That sounds kind of weird, right? But anything grown on purple corn makes it more nutrient dense. So we did that. Then we found the largest importer in the United States of soluble instant coffee. And this company said, we asked them for a flavor profile that was kind of medium for I say the everyman's coffee, right? And they sent us some. We thought we'd get 3 or 4 and try them out. They sent us 22 different ones. So during that process of getting all these different coffees, we had to go out and sample friends and family. We got down to 4 or 5, and I had to make the final decision, not being a real coffee drinker. I said, the one that I can palate is going to be the one. And so that's how I came down to the coffee, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it tasted good.
Yeah, it tasted really good.
Nice, man. So how long? That was 3 years ago?
So we started the whole process probably 18 months ago.
Okay.
Right now, we just went live August of last year. So we're right at a year old, depending on when you're watching this podcast, right? But yeah, so we started the whole process. It took about 10, 11 months almost to get everything, to a science and actually go live.
Okay. That's fascinating. And you and I were talking earlier before the program started, and we were talking about that phase before when the company starts, like how much effort, time, money, and everything is needed to actually get a successful operation going.
Yes.
I'm not looking for specifics from you, man, but like can you comment on how much effort it takes to really get a new company off the ground?
It's like herding cats,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We were built for it. What I mean by that is, if I give you a quick story, I remember I came out the military, and I was in college, and I went through basic training, came back home. I was in the National Guard at the time, and I was working my way through school. I got hired at this restaurant, this really, really nice French restaurant. Didn't know any French, but it was a great restaurant. And the maitre d' at that restaurant was named Mario. I'll never forget his name, Mario, right? I keep in contact with him to this day, 30 plus years.
Okay.
Mario would not let me take food to the table. I was a waiter, and I'm like, why is everybody else taking food to the table? He always said in this very thick accent, bread, butter, water, bread, butter, water. And I'm like, what is wrong with this guy? This went on for like a few months. And so I'm taking bread, and we had the little crumbers to make sure the table was always clean. And if anything happened, the water wasn't full. He said, the table's not alive. And I said, what do you want me to do? He said, bread, butter, water. So it hit me one day. I'm taking these warm rolls to the table. I see the customer there, and he break it open, and they start talking about how their experience is always so amazing at this restaurant. And he wasn't teaching me, or belittling me. He was teaching me the basics. And it was like a Mr. Miyagi moment, right? I'm like, I guess I'm the Karate Kid. I don't know, right? So literally, I learned from that moment that it's not really about me and what I desired. I wanted to make money. I wanted to put food down. I wanted to make tips. It was about the experience of the customer. And if you mastered the basics, it can create an amazing experience holistically. Mm-hmm. Then you have a fighting chance of getting repeat customers and also serving others. So I've taken that concept with us into all of our businesses. Now, the effort to get this up and running, you have to make sure you got back office correctly. You got to have merchant accounts. You got to have logistics and compliance, and you got to have attorney reviews and trademarks. And there's a lot of stuff that has to happen that if you don't know, the best thing I always say is collaboration is the new currency. Find others that even if you can fractionalize their expertise, you'll go down the road much, much further, much faster.
Mm-hmm. Good for you, man. So when you say, can you give us an example of like where you used another team or another company to like get that done so much faster than learning it all yourself?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So even for example, in formulation, we went out and partnered with a gentleman who has 40 years experience as a food scientist. I'm not a food scientist, right? But we went out there and got the best one out there, right? And they put together the formulas for all of our products. Then we found a company that has warehouses, logistics all over the world, 8 other countries, for example. So if and when we have the ability to scale, we can leverage their supply chain. We don't have to go out there and buy warehouses and employ people. We can leverage that. So that's fractionalized expertise, right? So now that's more collaboration. Then also we went out and we use fractionalized CFOs, for example, and accounting, legal teams, for example. So we pay premiums, but it's not like hiring internal staff.
All right.
So we have what I like to think is the best of the best to scale. But we don't pay the best pricing up front, but we do leverage individuals that already have that knowledge. So we borrow from the expertise of others so that we can make sure that we can stay in our lane, which is actually sales.
Where do you find like fractional CFOs, stuff like that? Is there?
So the company that we partnered with offered, I won't say business in a box, but they had a lot of those things available. We could go a la carte or buy their entire suite of services. So we went that route with them. But there are many opportunities out there where you can hire fractionalized expertise that way.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And you say the whole C-suite. So that's COO, CFO, so you're the CEO,
I'm
right?
the CEO. My wife's the COO.
Okay.
And she brought that experience from corporate America.
Right.
But we got CFO, we have CMO, we have lots of other individuals who do just fantastic job, even down to logistics and back office support, all those things. So yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think now that you say it, I've heard it. I have not taken advantage of it.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Well, cool, man. All right. So a year into it, how are you doing your marketing right now?
So we do marketing a few ways. So we're on TikTok Shop, for example. We're on Walmart.com, Amazon.com, direct to consumer. And we even have a direct sales model as well.
Direct sales. That's direct to the consumer, right?
Direct to consumer, yes.
But, okay, so you're not using any wholesale
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said we have a program set up that we haven't actually used yet, but we have wholesale model and bulk pricing available. There's been interest very recently where people want to buy containers. For example, we want to buy 32,000 units, which that's about a container full of any of the products, and ship them to their countries, and they can resell them. They get significant pricing on that. We don't make big margins, but in such numbers, it creates exposure for us.
Yeah,
and we still can. It is a win-win situation there. For example, there are a lot of boutique stores, health food stores, for example, and other places like that are looking. So we have opportunities as well. And the interesting part is we have an affiliate program. There may be people that listen to this podcast or approach the company to say, well, I have access to this particular organization that may want to buy, and we still can pay them a referral fee for making an introduction.
Okay. Nice, man.
Yeah.
And I would imagine if you got a big wholesale order and you got a box or whatever delivered, could those customers then buy subscriptions and then just kind of get it directly from you?
Yeah, 100%. Okay. As a matter of fact, we're driven. We really are a subscription-based company. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be. You do get a slight discount when you order monthly. Here's what we did. We packaged most of our products up to be consumed within a 30-day window.
Okay.
So by having yourself on what I call a subscription or recurring model, people can actually order the products, get them in, consume them, and another one's right there on time to replace for the next month. If for whatever reason someone says, well, I got some left over, super. Log in like to your Amazon account, log into your NuSpira account, press the button, you can push your data out, no problem.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
So all handled through your app. You got an app? You said
all web-based.
All web-based.
Yes.
Okay, cool, man. Cool. And I know I was reading your intro here. It sounded like you're somewhat of an expert in this whole area of like energy and health and stuff. Do you agree?
Let's just say that I've been around it for a long time.
Yeah.
People, for some reason, have trusted to purchase from me, yes.
Okay. What are some of the secrets or some of the, I guess, recommendations you can make to everybody about like eating right, staying healthy, having energy, sleeping well, all that? Is there any just good pieces of information you'd recommend?
I don't think there's magic to it. I think that consistency is the cheat code. Consistency is the cheat code. So, for example, it's pretty simple. Drink more water, exercise, go walk, make sure you get the right supplements in your body. One of the reasons, to your greater point, we try to make it easier for people to live a healthier lifestyle. That's what it's about, because our tagline is better matters, right? Mm. Literally coffee. If you were to ask me, Mark, why'd you choose coffee? I would say we could have put the mushrooms in any kind of format. We could have put them in gummies. We could have put them in shakes. We could have put them in pills. We chose coffee because it's a habit that's already formed. If people are going to drink coffee anyway, especially in North America, it's 7 out of 10 of us drink coffee, right? Yeah. Why not give them a better coffee that has a healthier option to it? Our whole pitch, Matt, in 3 seconds is we put health inside the habit.
Nice. What do the mushrooms do for a person?
Glad you asked. So we have 6 organic mushrooms in our coffee. We have lion's mane, chaga, reishi, cordyceps, shiitake, and I think I said reishi already. We have 6. I mentioned 5. So we have 6 of them in there. Anything from mental clarity to gut health, immune system boosting, energy levels. One of the things it does for me is it helps curb my appetite. And also, I can tell you right now, something happened 30 years ago, 15 minutes ago where my keys were, not so much, right? Mm. Now, what I did notice is I'll drink a cup of coffee and I have incredible amounts of focus and clarity in about 15 or 30 minutes. right? I actually drink a cup before I go to bed. It sounds contradictory. I sleep better when I drink this coffee because of the mushrooms, and the content of the caffeine is reduced. We only have about 45 milligrams of caffeine. It's about a half to a third in a normal cup of coffee.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Nice. And where does like mushrooms, that seems to be an odd food.
Yes.
That I would, if I was looking to create a health diet and plan and all that stuff, mushrooms, I wouldn't have looked there. I'd have looked, I don't know. It seems like, where does the idea of, all right, let's do mushrooms. This program is being sponsored by Bravos Leadership. Bravos Leadership is dedicated to helping entrepreneurs and other business-minded people achieve their goals in business and expand their companies. They provide insight through motivational talks, inspirational stories, but also practical applications of management techniques that you can use to help you grow your company. Information regarding sales, organization, management, and all areas of the company are taught so that you can have a thriving company. Visit bravosleadership.com and find out more information.
And these aren't new functional mushrooms. We're not talking about the magic mushroom. We're talking
Yeah,
about
I'm just saying
mushroom.
They're right.
You know, thousands of years, you go back to the Buddhist monks, they've been using mushrooms, part of their medicinal approach to life. You go back to many cultures, you know, Ayurveda culture, they've been using mushrooms forever. We the U.S., more past decades, recent decades, have started bringing mushrooms on, but they've become more popular. I'm going to tell you how big the market is. These 6 mushrooms specifically, based on a company called Grandview Research, in 2021, $26 billion in sales for those 6 mushrooms. The projection year over year until 2030 is $67 billion. So it's an emerging market, right? That means there are a lot of people becoming more aware. After awareness becomes acceptance. After acceptance becomes adaptation. People start using them normally in their everyday life.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Are you for all the sort of the health, I wouldn't call it a craze, the transformation that's going on with RFK Jr. and all that? Are you for that?
I believe whoever's running the ship, I believe that if we can get our kids using healthier products earlier, it becomes a norm. And if we get something that's more normalized, I think that we can change and shift the outcomes of the chronic diseases, the chronic healthcare challenges in our community. And I think that's real important.
Yeah, I do too.
Whoever's running the ship.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We were, somebody close to me has Alzheimer's, and we were talking with my family the other day, and then the person we talked to said, yeah, and my parent also blah, blah, blah. And then someone else said, yeah, I know so-and-so that has it. And in this little group of like 4 people, we were close to 3 people that had Alzheimer's.
Amazing.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
And and then another gentleman was part of the group too. And was like, it was not like this. So that percentage of people that with that condition, to me, I don't know what it is. If it's sugar, seed oils, I don't know. But I would think diet is influencing it somehow.
My personal opinion, a tremendous amount of it comes from diet.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert in that field. I don't want to claim to be. I have a son with autism. So 1 in 10,000, 30, 40 years ago, now it's 1 in 34. Children will be diagnosed with some form of learning disability. So something's happened in the recent years to give cause to that. So that's why one of the reasons why we're so, we lean so much in on healthier options.
I got you.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
Good for y'all. That's a good thing you're doing. You had something else I read in your bio that I thought was interesting. All right. So you are a proponent of like creating passive income, wealth strategies, stuff like that.
Yes.
Can you go into detail about what are you referring to there?
So I'll refer to it from a perspective of our current company.
Okay.
We have quite a few people, hundreds, who become what I call brand ambassadors or promoters of our product. You ever watched a good movie on Netflix? You ever watched a good movie on Netflix?
Sure.
You ever told somebody about it?
Yeah.
You ever get a check for it?
No.
Probably not. So what we do, and again, it's not as upfront. Someone can register, become a brand ambassador. There's no charge for that. On our product line, they can promote it on one of their social platforms. They can tell friends and family about it. If someone orders through their link, their replicated site, if you will, you actually receive a commission for that. And we believe the best way to get information out is going to be through platforms like this one, where you're borrowing other people's audiences, or you can leverage other people's relationships. So if someone has a good experience with a product and they tell someone about it, why not send them a check for it?
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. And you had, it sounds like historically you've been pretty successful in sales.
A little bit.
A little bit like number one sales producer, generated over 100 million in revenue. That's no small feat.
We're very fortunate to be in some companies that have, as we've shared the products and shared the services, that other people have taken them and shared them globally.
Yeah.
I was a part of a travel club at one point. Sounds really weird. Who knew, right? And we had a membership to our travel club, and people would participate in it. And at some point, through a 5-year period, over 70,000 people to raise their hand and participate in that membership. So we've helped other companies grow what I like to think is a good amount of revenue for their company. And based on that, maybe we're crazy or audacious enough to think we could do it for ourselves.
Nice. Okay. Yep. That's cool. And you mentioned earlier that you had just sold a company before you started this. What did you sell?
We started, ironic, not the same one, but we started, me and two other partners started a travel club. We had a subscription-based club where it was wholesale pricing. So you got behind-the-scenes pricing on hotels and car rentals, activities, anything travel related, you can get wholesale pricing on it. And it was anywhere from 5 to 70% on things that you buy and use on a regular basis. So we had a few thousand people using that product, and we got acquired by a larger company.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So
how'd that start?
Got together my two partners, and we were in that first travel company before. And I was talking to them, and I said, hey, we've built some pretty good successes around some of these companies. Why not do it ourselves? And the first person had a little pushback, and the second one thought about it and came back the next day and said, hey, let's look at that next quarter. And I said, man, I love you guys. I said, but I was giving you notice. I'm not asking permission. We're going to do this. I'm going to do this. And they came back and they said, let's do it together. And that's how it all started.
Wow.
So that was how that company started. And then based off of that, that company had an exit probably about a year, a little too soon for me, but it was something my partners wanted to do. So we executed on that. And I said, the next time we do it, I want to find something that we can really put something behind and get out there and push it for the long term. And that's where I said, you know what, my wife believes in the vision, and she's not going to let me go ahead and do anything too crazy. So we started this company right here.
Nice.
Yeah.
How was your partners? Did you enjoy having a partnership?
I did. I always enjoyed very smart people being around me.
Yeah.
Because you can learn and glean from them.
Yeah.
Now, you also have infighting, right? But that's like anybody. The Fat Boys broke up. I mean, that was a great, so.
That was a great band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, with that said, there are normally more ups than downs. But with anything, amazing learning experiences.
How long was the partnership?
That one right there only lasted, well, we were partners for about 5 to 7 years in another company. The company we started was about 13, 14 months.
Oh, wow.
Acquired by another company.
Pretty short.
Yeah, pretty short. Yeah.
But you already knew how to do it. You were just kind of taking your skills and doing it on your own.
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. Nice. Yeah. So what would you say if somebody's looking to start a company?
Yes.
They have limited income. They just have a dream. Any advice you'd give to them?
I would say borrow from someone else's platform at the beginning.
Yeah.
Learn the skills. I did things along the way that helped me understand what I'm talking about. So, for example, you can get involved in a company that already has a platform out there where you don't have to get the merchant account. You don't have to worry about your personal credit guarantees for that. You don't have to worry about the reserves. You don't have to worry about, the capital raises but you can borrow platforms where you go out and sell and learn the skill sets of those things and get really, really good at it. Start putting your money aside so you can have all these other, so you can have the capital to at least seed your own deal, right? It's real important. If you get into something too soon and you don't have the right amount of capital, you're going to be burned out and burned up in a very short window. So this comes back to what I said earlier about that fractional expertise, right? Yeah. We didn't have, we came into this deal with a few $100,000. We literally, and I don't say this publicly too many times, we sold our house and took money out of it we sold our house at a sale leaseback. And then we took savings and we started our own company. So if this doesn't work, man, I'm coming to live with you. No, but we pushed the chips in. We really believed in who we were as a couple. We believed in the products. We believed that there was an audience that wanted to go ahead and purchase it, that we created it.
Yeah. Good for y'all, man. That's not easy.
No.
It's easy to read about it and say like, wow, look, this is what we got to do. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
But when you're the one doing it, it's not easy. No. It's scary.
It took a lot of belief, a lot of prayer, and it's a lot of activity. And there are times you go and you say, what if? What if this doesn't work? And then you got to let that voice go and say, what if it does work?
That's right.
And you got to keep pushing.
That's right.
Yeah.
And at least you have each other.
Yes.
That's fun.
Yes.
If you had your partner and he or she was, I think you should just get a job. Let's do this later. And you're not on the same page. That's a tough one. But when you got y'all working together, creating together, dreaming together, that's fun.
Yes.
Even if you lose together, it can still be fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're spiritual people, and I know everyone's not, but we prayed or asked guidance for some very clear signs, and in a very short window, we got clear signs that this is what we're supposed to do. So again, whatever this turns into or turns out to be, at a minimum, we feel like we followed the guidance that we're given.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, listen, congrats to you, man. We wish you the best of luck, and I appreciate what you're doing too. You're changing the world. Whether you agree or not with Elon, I like his vision of he's trying to make a better world in his mind, whether it's cars or whatever. And I respect that. And what y'all are doing is along that same vein. Y'all are trying to make us healthier, doing it with a good product. And that's exciting, man. So thank you. And congrats. I'm sorry?
No, I would love to share with the audience.
Please.
Because you've been so amazing, and your shows are so informative, educational. If anyone has a desire, we'll go ahead and leave a code at the bottom of the podcast, and they can get 15% off their entire order.
Wow.
Just because they watched your program.
Good. We appreciate it, man.
Absolutely.
All right. So that will they just order through that link, and there will be the discount there already.
We'll give the website name and then also a coupon code. So on checkout, they put that coupon code in there, 15% off their first order.
Groovy. All right.
Awesome.
Well, let's do it. We'll take advantage of that. All right, everybody. Well, listen, I hope you have enjoyed this Hines on Air. This is great information. I would encourage you. I've tried this product. It is fantastic. Good stuff. So anyway, check it out. I hope you got some good information you can apply. Remember, follow those dreams. Don't give up. The difficulty is going to come. Don't be surprised when it happens. Just keep moving forward, and we will see you on the next Hines on Air.
We have, again, 4 core products. We have 2 coffees, a black and a latte coffee, each infused with 6 organic mushrooms. You're going to get 30 sachets or stick packs of this amazing black coffee in a single gusset bag. So watch this. You tear this off, you can reseal it, take one out, pour it 8 ounces of hot water and stir it. You can get one of the best cups of coffee you ever had. Literally health inside the habit. Again, it comes in black as well as latte. This one has cream and sugar already in it. The black coffee's in there, the 6 mushrooms, as well as cream and sugar. This is for your non-black coffee drinkers like me. I sell coffee, but I'm not a big coffee drinker, but I love the latte. And then for those who ever want to detox, or want to reset their body, rebalance their system, you definitely want to try the Kayev detox drink. This is actually an Asian word, a Hmong word, means to evacuate. You take this, pour it in a 16-ounce bottle of water and just shake it. I made it for the men, so it's real simple, because if you can just shake it right there, you can consume it. It's mango flavor, absolutely amazing. And then right here, we actually have a single serve cap. You open this up, pour in a single ounce into the cap and consume it. And again, refrigerated after that, and you're going to get 100% vitamins and minerals bioavailable in your system in 30 seconds. Thank you so much, guys, and look forward to you trying our products.
This program is being sponsored by Law Offices of Matthew C. Hines. The Law Offices of Matthew C. Hines helped all individuals who have been involved in a car accident, who have been injured at work, or have been arrested or given tickets. We make sure your rights are protected and that you receive all the benefits allowed under the law. Visit us at www.hineslaw.org, hineslaw.org. Hines on Air is for you. Remember to subscribe, like, and leave a review whenever you listen to podcasts. Your support helps us reach more people and continue sharing these incredible stories.